The only way that I could actually afford a bike like this, to buy one which is accident damaged, I mean, how difficult can it be? It's just a block of Legos with screws and oil. Let me show you why maybe it's not such a good idea. Something hit it, maybe a sheep or something, because this thing is completely broken. This must be attached. This is loose. There's nothing here. This side, there's a nice plastic there, plastic cover here, and a plastic cover there, and a badge that says R1200 GS and a BMW badge. But this side, there's nothing. Plastic in here, a plastic here, but then this side, stuff is missing here. Here, you see, here's a air intake, but then this side, there's also one, but there's a nice covered plastic thing here. Something is missing, and then there's a pipe that's loose over there. Cable, it's just hanging there. There's a lot of grease and stuff there. This switch gone, and then this one, you can take it apart. It's nice. If you look at this one, it's removable. You can see there's some damage, but the good news is it's not bent at all. The insurance also looked at it, and they also confirmed that the chassis, the frame, is not bent, because then it would have been a code 3. It's got Brembo brakes. On the floor there's no oil. If you look at the tray at the back, the lights, that's all good. The seat is very nice. The clutch feels great. The handlebar looks great. The brake feels really great. This badge is still in good condition. The screen, very good. When you turn it up and down, actually goes up and down. Visor is still intact. The light is still good. And then this side of the bike, everything seems to be in really good condition. Guard looks really good. I can see the brake fluid is there. It's good. Engine oil is still good. And then when I look at the radiator, I can see there's a fan. I haven't started it yet to run it to temperature because there's that backfire. And I don't know if the backfire is something wrong with the engine, maybe because of these wires that's exposed over here, or if it's because of this radiator being bent, or if there's no water in the system. So when I bought it, I got 2 keys with the bike. So this is the one, and then I got a second one as well. Okay, let me just make sure. So it's on the stand. I'm so nervous because I really don't know bikes. I've only had one bike long time ago, and a Yamaha 200cc blaster, which was freaking awesome. So when I switch it on, if you see something that's not right, please let me know. Let's start it. Oh, I'm so nervous. Let's just make sure it's in neutral. Start is here. All right, here we go. Ready? Go. Okay. Okay, let me bring the mic close to the engine cylinder, and close to this side. So you can hear that sounds quite good. And now it's 32 degrees. I don't know how warm must it be before the radiator starts working. Whoa, you see, now it starts to backfire. Whoa, it died 34 degrees. Shit. I hope I didn't kill it. When it died, it made this shit. But you heard the backfire. I told you there's a backfire. But this was severe. This is the longest that I've run it since I've had it. And now it just... It almost sounded as something broke in the engine. Shit. Alright, I'm worried. I don't know these bikes. So it was at this point in time when I realized that I would have to sharpen up on my knowledge about these bikes. So I went online and I bought the repair manual. Now this manual gave me all the repair and maintenance instructions, maintenance schedules, repair manuals, workshop installation instructions, technical data, tightening torques, service data, as well as the special tools that I would need for each repair. I can't wait to ride into the sunset and enjoy the spirit of a big adventure bike. I just hope this doesn't cost me a fortune to fix. So with that said, I took out my tools and started stripping down the bike to make sure that there's no hidden damage. I immediately saw that not all bolts were made equal, so I decided to put the bolts and nuts back in the position I found them to make sure I don't lose anything I also stripped down all the parts and inspected them carefully to make sure that no damaged part will go back on this bike. And this now reveals the radiator, and it's at the full mark, so that's perfect. It seems like it's held together somewhere here. To get to this, it looks like there's a screw from the bottom, and to get there you have to take off the wheel. I don't know how to take off this wheel, so if I drive this on an overland adventure I would also probably need to know how to take off the wheel. So this was the point in time when I realized I have to study this manual and go through each step of how to replace parts. So I searched for my bike and then I started digging into the manual to see how do I replace these parts. For instance, the radiator you could replace without losing all the coolant. Step by step the manual gave me all the methods, all the tools that I would need, as well as the torque for each and every bolt. It also indicated the thread locking compound which I would need. So I studied every part that must be replaced and then took out my tools and then got cracking. Loosen it a bit. It's quite strong. T40, T45. And then just untie that. This one. Taking off a part like this and then later on replacing it, you know, it just makes you feel like you know what you're doing. Wooden handle from a tool, just to tap it out slightly, just until it comes out on the other side. Go. So I carefully inspected each part for the slightest sign of damage, and if it's damaged I simply replaced it with a new part, so that one day when I have a bike of this that I can have for myself, I would know how to fix it. Okay, so this thing is a bit smashed up, but it's not broken, it's just a little bit bent. Alright, and then the radiator, it's definitely bent, but it's not leaking. There's no water. Oh, there's some water. Yeah, just there. Look. And then I discovered this, something needed from the front, and there was some grease, which I didn't like that much because grease was not supposed to sit on a GS. And then I saw this, the rubber. Now this rubber, I believed, was causing a backfire on the engine. Looking at the bike now, I've taken off everything that's broken. So now I'm just going to go online and shop for all the parts I need and then fit the new parts. Hopefully that rubber is the reason why it's misfiring. Let's see, so let's order the new parts. Okay, so I know you're probably dying to know how much did I pay for this bike. R1200 GS, my bid price that I bid was 61,500 Rand. That's the actual amount that I clicked. Then you also have to add 2,500 Rand for buyer's commission and VAT and some other charge. So the actual amount that you have to pay, 77,136 Rand. This one is the same as mine. It's a 2014 1200 GS, and then it's got 29,000 K. So mine has got also 2014. And it's got 35,000 Ks. Let me show you what parts I could find, and then I'll show you the cost. This part I actually got with the bike. Now this silver part is completely broken, but I did manage to find a new one, which is this one. So it's exactly the same thing, you can see, but this one is complete. But this one has got a badge and this one has got no badge. But I can take off that badge and put it on this one, and then this part is fixed. Now the radiator, this one is the one that comes off the bike, and then I got a brand new second-hand one. One is this part here. Now you can see there's some damage on this end of the plastic there, and I got this one with next to nothing. This unit with the switches, so you can see on mine this indicator switch here is broken off, as well as these buttons on mine is removable. So this one is now going to fit. Mud flap, it's broken there. So I managed to find this one. If you look at the part number, exactly the same. There's some damage. This one is in perfect condition. When you go to a second-hand part shop, is just make sure that you get the right part. Exactly 100 mils, exactly 100 mils. But when you hold it together, like here, look, that's perfect, and then it shows, it looks short. So it doesn't look like the same thing when you hold it in your hand. So then what we did, we just color in the part number, because it's really hard to read these part numbers. Some of them are really small. And then we just compared with that part number to make sure it's the exact same thing. The next one was rubber. Now this rubber I actually managed to find for free from a second-hand parts dealer. What a find. This is supposed to be something like this. So this I actually had to buy from BMW. So I was quite surprised how cheap this was. So now that I had all the parts, I could simply fit the new parts back onto the bike. And since I've just taken them off, it was much easier fitting them back, simply because I had some knowledge, as well as the repair manual, which gave me all the torque settings and the sequence of how I should fit these parts. This is the part where my dream started to take shape, and I became excited. And then the rubber. So to fit the new rubber, I realized that I would have to take off the top tank side panel, as well as the seat, and then the top panel on the tank. So it was just a few bolts. One of the differences between the GS and the GSA is the GS has got a plastic petrol tank, whereas the GSA has got a steel tank. This is the petrol tank. This is where the air comes in, and then filter here, and then the air down here and into the engine. And then obviously if it sucks air there just before the engine, it's going to backfire. So I'm very confident that I think I found the problem with that rubber. What I'm going to do, okay, these clamps, they've got two clamps, two here and two here. So these two are when you want to tighten it, and then these two is when you want to release them. Both of them you just click. So by removing these clamps, that could give me just enough space to replace the broken rubber. Now it's just to put back the clamps. Which is not the same. There we go. Very good. I did it. First time ever that I put a clamp together like that. That is quite a feeling. It's quite exciting. This one is 68. There we go. Now this is the smallest one, the 63. You just put it on with your hand, and then you position it where you want. And then you come in with the nasty pliers to do that. I am chuffed with myself. I actually didn't think I'll be able to do that. Having done that, it's difficult to understand but this feels good, because I think I fixed the backfire problem just now, which would be awesome if that is the case indeed. Let's fit the radiator. Now the hoses. There we go. First this one. And then this one. Perfect. This is a new part from BMW. This now fits here. Goes there and there. Must put in these screws first. So then I just continued and fit back all the panels, and again using the correct torque settings for each and every bolt. You don't want to over torque any bolt. Okay, now the next thing is just to make sure that we take off all these bits and pieces, because we're going to reuse some of these parts and fit them onto the new parts. Now, of course, some may say, but why didn't you just buy new parts? But new parts would have cost a fortune, and I didn't have a fortune. So I had to take off all the parts which was not damaged and reuse them. And this saved me a lot of money. Just like that. The next thing is to fit this back to that back. Now, of course, all these parts were genuine BMW parts. It's just, it wasn't brand new. It came from other bikes that was also damaged. But none of the parts which I fitted was damaged. All of them was in a great condition. Now, if you've ever had a Lego set that you really liked building, then this is the next level that you should consider. So there's a green and a black wire, and they can only go in one way. You first need to fit it over this thing. And I think if you like this video, you may also enjoy this. The more I worked on the bike, the more I enjoyed working on this bike. That is perfect. It clicks and it clicks. And this click, and this clicks. Everything is done. That rubber is on. I hope the misfire is gone. We're going to check it out now to see if it is actually gone or not. I'm going to start it. I can't let it run too long because I haven't checked the coolant level after I replaced the radiator. Also, it is quite late at night now, so the neighbors, I think, are sleeping. Okay, let's go. Here we go. Ready. So far it sounds really good. It actually sounds really, really good. There's not a strange sound anymore. It's almost as if it's softer as well. There's a blinking sign for ABS and a triangle. I'm happy. I don't know if I should be happy though. I'm definitely happy because the backfire is gone. That's a good thing. I am a bit worried though because it's definitely smoking. And that light. So I'm wondering, why is that? Is it perhaps because it's on the stand? I'm just going to put it on the side stand. That is concerning. Why is that light on? But the backfire is definitely gone. I'm very impressed with that. That was that rubber. That's it. Nothing else. The ABS, I did put back this sensor. It's a speed sensor. Maybe, I don't know, maybe once you start driving, it goes off. We've done very well this far. It runs, there's a bit of smoke, but the backfire is gone. And all the parts is, and it looks great. Just look at it. You're probably dying to know how much did it cost to buy all these parts to get it up to this point. I've got all the invoices here. 1200 GS. So I paid 77,136 Rand. Okay, and now the parts that I bought from BMW, 562 Rand. From Bike Parts Online, 1,725 Rand. 1,380 Rand. 258 Rand, 4,922 Rand. If we add this up, 85,983. This is a great deal. I think the first thing now is to actually go and drive it and see if this bike is in a good condition now for 85,000, then it's a real bargain. But if I go on the road now and I find there's a problem, then right now I'm gonna check the coolant. Did order a helmet, so I'm very excited about that. The next thing was to add the coolant, which I bought from BMW. And then you just basically shake the bike and run it and shake it and run it until all the bubbles is out. This is a method which is explained in another video, which I'll put the link in the description below. The next step was to add my GS 911 and run a diagnostic scan to see if there's any fault codes. So there was only 2 fault codes. The one was to do with the ABS sensor and the other with the backfire. I cleared both. There we go, start. Okay, and it started really nice. It sounds fantastic. Wow, this sounds so good. And it sounds so powerful. I'll just run it a little bit. I'm not gonna rep it too much. I might just do it like 1,000 times more today because I love the sound. The fumes are going out. That's not a problem. It's not smoking. Nothing. That's fantastic. I am happy. I am very, very happy. I don't know how it sounds on this microphone. Like this is just a normal mic. Obviously you get upgraded exhausts and stuff, but I don't have money for that. But my judgment as a newbie, the standard exhaust actually also sounds, I think, quite good. All right, now we're at 74 degrees. It's now sitting at 99 degrees Celsius. The fan is not on, 99. And there it goes. The fan is on. Look at it go. And that's at exactly 100 degrees Celsius, and then it goes down from 100 to 98 to 90, 99 and 98 and 97. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, it's working, it's working. Yes, man alive. And there's still no smoke. Yes. Wow, I'm so happy. The fan, and then it switched off at 95, it goes up to 96 again, and then the fan will come out at 100. I am so happy. Now, let's take it for a spin and see if it actually drives. Okay, first gear. Wow! Wow! Alright, that's wow! Oh, it's like a fighter pilot. It's dark glasses, man. Alright, until next time, peace out.